Our action plan for transparency, accountability and trust in policing was co-produced with Londoners, including young people, with aims to improve trust and confidence in the Met Police Service, which is central to keeping our city safe. We've achieved a lot since its publication, and delivery continues at pace. We've created real opportunities for young people to be involved in the delivery of the action plan, including 6 public review meetings through which communities directly inform this work and hold us to account for delivery. The road traffic stops pilot, which saw the MPS recording vehicle stops to identify any disproportionality relating to ethnicity, has been published, and the National Police Chiefs Council's Race Action Plan has taken our lead with a commitment to developing a new code of practice, policy and guidance to drive change in this area nationally. Following a review of pre-arrest handcuffing, the Met Police Service has revised its policy to ensure officers are accountable for their use. The Custody Record Review pilot, which has focused on children, is strengthening our oversight and opportunities for improved practice in ensuring the rights of detainees. I've also made £2.1 million available over 3 years for community-led officer training, and we've heard from young people and officers in Lambeth and Southwark that this is working well. The review of community scrutiny is underway, with arrangements for the pilots being progressed. Black Thrive have been contracted to deliver the wider community engagement review, and they delivered several workshops at last week's public review meeting. A young person now sits on the disproportionality board, and youth voices will also be represented in the external reference group, which is in the final stages of recruitment. But I'm not complacent. Police in London is complex, and the challenges we face are always evolving, with gaps in trust and confidence having widened over time for young Londoners aged between 16 and 24, particularly among young females and young people from black and other minority ethnic groups. Delivering change will take time and a continued focus.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now, your action plan was produced in response to a massive outpouring of emotion and rightful criticism of the police following the Black Lives Matter protests. And you promised it would improve trust and confidence and deal with community concerns about disproportionality in the use of police powers. Now, progress is supposed to be reported quarterly, and until last Wednesday, the most recent update was December. That's a 6-month gap in reporting, so the update was 3 months late. Now, it's difficult for Assembly members to hold you and the Met to account without that up-to-date data, so will you just briefly make sure going forward that these updates are published quarterly as promised?
I'm more than happy to. Some of the reasons why the public meetings haven't taken place is because of the pandemic and they've been hybrid, but I'm more than happy to take that away, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, the action plan becomes more vital and urgent with every passing day. You shared some data with me in response to an MQ showing that strip search is being used disproportionately on Black Londoners. Now, there are 3 mentions of strip search in your action plan, and 2 of them are about adding strip searches to the action plan dashboard, which I asked you about in March and actually hasn't yet been done. So strip search looks to be a gap in the action plan. How are you planning to address this?
Well, actually, Chair, we're working closely with the IPC on this very issue, and I'm more than happy to ask the Deputy Mayor for Police and Crime to write to the member. She'll be aware, in particular with children, the serious issues raised by child Q, and it's since been reported in the public, so I'm not breaching confidences about 2 other children, but I'm more than happy to get Sophie Lynn to share with the member some of the work we're doing with the IPC on this very issue.
Thank you. That would be very helpful. As you say, there have been several high-profile and shocking cases of strip searching children. There was child Q, Olivia, as well as a 3rd case that was confirmed recently by the acting commissioner. Now, I know you have an independent custody visitor pilot in your action plan, but the strip search of child Q didn't occur in a police custody suite. So there are strip searches that are taking place in locations that aren't covered by your action plan. Will you and the Met end the practice of strip searching children except in very exceptional circumstances with strict safeguards in place?
I think, to be fair, the rules are already quite clear, and that's one of the reasons why the IPC is now looking at gross misconduct in relation to breaches of the rules. So there's 2 issues. One is, are the rules clear enough, and 2 is how they're used by police officers, and I think that's one of the things the IPC is looking into. But again, I'm more than happy, without breaching confidences or in any way affecting what happens with the IPC in their investigation, to ask the Deputy Mayor for Police and Crime to share with the member the work that's been undertaken, some of which I know will reassure her.
Thank you. Certainly these experiences of strip search are worryingly traumatizing for young people. And, it's not a new issue. My colleague, Assemblymember Berry, has been asking about strip searching back to 2018. So it is just really important that these safeguards are in place so that young people are protected. Thank you.